everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about 5 signs you have become desperate for a man. I know because I have been there myself. I'm Kimberly Garth and I provide practical relationship advice for single Christian women. There seems to be a recurring theme in your life. You meet a great guy and you hit it off, or so you thought, but it never turns into a committed relationship leading to marriage. One not so obvious trait that could be contributing to your singleness is desperation. A state of desperation has little to do with your physical attractiveness, your intelligence, wit, or even your devotion to God. Many single women go through a period of desperation spanning months or even years. And desperation acts like a man repellent, and it will surely kill your love life. I too have gone through a desperate phase, and during that time, suitors were very, very few. The persons who pursued me during that time were persons in whom I had not an ounce of interest in. What a dilemma. No interest from the guys you like and keen interest from those you don't like. I will share with you the most common contributing factors to desperation that I have found. You have experienced rejection due to a failed relationship. You sense that your biological clock is ticking away quickly and there is no husband to be in sight. Your self-worth has been crushed due to a debilitating life event, or you have internalized demeaning and negative insults about your self-worth from people in your life. Like me, you may not even be aware of your desperate behavior. However, the sooner you come to terms with this, the faster you can overcome it and increase your level of attractiveness. Although it might not be obvious to us, men can smell desperation in a woman. Here are some signs to help you to see if you have become a bit desperate. 1. You get attached too quickly. You just met a guy and you begin to text him every day. You even get upset when he is taking too long to reply. And when you see him talking to another woman, you begin to get jealous and give him the cold shoulder. To him, you're an attractive woman, but he hardly even knows you. He's perturbed that you're so intense. He's beginning to wonder what has happened. So, questions to consider. Do you find yourself fascinating about the new guy shortly after meeting him? Do you behave like you are in a relationship with a guy who has made no such commitment to you? Do you bring up the talk of marriage too quickly? Do you come across as too intense and even jealous? Do you share your feelings too soon? Do you get upset when he is taking too long to reply to your messages? 2. You have lost your head. When you're desperate, you begin to compromise your values and beliefs you previously held dearly. You do things you never thought you'd do prior to meeting him. You begin to lose yourself and behave foolishly. So some questions to consider. Are you too eager to please a man that you end up doing things that are against your better judgment? Do you wait hand and foot on your boyfriend? Have you compromised your once held values on sexual purity? Are you pursuing someone else's boyfriend, fiancé, or even husband? Have you come to the point where you will even consider marrying an unbeliever? Do you tolerate abuse? 3. You change who you are. You morph into a different person to please a man who has caught your attention. Unknowingly, you become the woman that you think he wants. And furthermore, you always agree with him even if your personal views are different from his. In essence, you've lost your identity. It's exhilarating to meet someone who has similar interests, but no man wants to marry a female version of himself. That is way too boring. Besides, if you don't like and value yourself, why should someone else enjoy being with you? Some questions to consider. Do you hide the real you when you're with someone? Do you change your entire appearance to please a man? Are you always agreeing with the man in whom you're interested? Do you change who you are to be with a guy? Have you begun to wear revealing clothing so that men will see your sexiness? Do you send him suggestive or nude photos of yourself? Are you afraid to disagree with someone that you like? While you're single, it's not a time to waste. I created a resource for you to guide your development as a woman. Whether you decide to get married or not, it is helpful. It's called the Irresistible Godly Woman Checklist. Get access to it by clicking on the link in the description box. 4. You don't have a life. If you are constantly available to a guy, it means that you have no life apart from him. When he messages you, you respond with the speed of lightning. When he calls you, you're always available to chat. Whenever he asks you to go out with him, today for tomorrow, you always have time. Ladies, you're setting yourself up for being taken for granted. No one will adore a woman who has no life of her own or whose whole life is centered around him, unless, of course, he's a controlling, insecure guy. So questions to consider. Do you message the new guy in your life too frequently? Do you constantly check your phone to see if he has messaged you? Do you try to never miss a phone call from him? Do you change your plans whenever he calls last minute to go out with you? If you're getting value, please like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. 5. You are overly obsessed with getting married. Marriage can become an idol for single women, and most of us begin dreaming about our wedding and marriage from a very young age. When these dreams are not realized in our time period, we can become desperate. At times, it is natural to feel frustrated and disappointed about your unmet need for a husband, but your desire for marriage should not dominate your entire life and your emotions. Some questions to consider. Does your happiness depend on your relationship status? Has marriage become an idol in your life? If you never got married, would you be happy and content? If God never gave you the gift of a spouse, would you turn your back on God and rebel? Has singleness led you to be disobedient to God? In Exodus 23 it says, "You shall have no other gods before me." And that includes marriage. A man could never fully satisfy us. Only God can. As a single Christian woman, you need to know that marriage is not the reason for your existence. Jesus is. I'm very familiar with the feelings of desperation. At times, your emotions can be so intense that you need more than willpower to act wisely with a guy that you like. I've been there. So what is your story? Have you ever felt so desperate that you lost all sense of reason? What are some other clues that a woman is desperate for a relationship? I would love to hear your views. Comment below and let me know. Thanks so much for watching. You might also like my other videos, Top 5 Qualities Single Christian Men Want in a Woman, and Top 5 Turn-offs for Single Christian Men. See you next time for more practical relationship advice. Bye.